Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks, and yeah, another World of Fail. I've not done one for a while, so I thought I'd bring it back. Perhaps not do one every couple of weeks, maybe once a month, something like that. But here we are, and it's a World of Fail for today. So here I am, T50-2. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, T50-2. Russian Tier 6 Premium Light Tank, very quick, very nimble. Got a few updates ago, probably maybe 3 updates ago, maybe more actually now. It got a buff to its hull traverse, which was its main issue before, the fact that it turned like an ocean liner. So, you know, basically you would need half the map just to turn around. But with the buff to the hull traverse and with the advent of the handbrake, that's no longer a problem. I had actually sold this because I hated it because of that, and got it back on an exception, and I must admit I have not been in it nearly as much as I should do or want to. But this match doesn't quite go to plan, and what I'm going to try and do is explain my mistake. If I make a mistake, sometimes it's just down to RNGesus. And there's nothing that you could have done about it. Other times, you know, you make a mistake, and there are those times where the enemy do something completely unexpected and it kind of catches you out. So this one, yeah, this is all me. Definitely all me. So I'm going to try and feature this a bit more actually, and go in it a bit more, because it is good fun. It bounces about a lot, leaves the ground a hell of a lot. It's very fast. Now, what I was going to try and do is go after this AMX-12T, who kind of appeared to be on his own. However, I pressed the wrong button because I'm not concentrating. Don't look where I'm going, and yeah, fly through the air with the greatest of ease, and end up on my side and a sitting duck to be picked apart by the enemy team. So, the lesson you've got to learn there is look where you're going. Now, I'm in the M4. I had to think there. This is only from a few days ago. I think that last one was the oldest one in this one. And this is when I was getting the footage for the M4 sort of review video. And as you saw, it's a tier 6 match. And here on Prokhorovka now. It's not a heavily tier 6 match, I don't think. Is it? Maybe a third? It's not too bad. So I thought I'd go up to the middle, see if I can pop over the ridge. My plan was to go over near the railway, but I thought I'd come down this slightly harder track there, just to avoid having to come down in the swampy ground, and maybe get over here a bit quicker. Now there's an enemy leopard come across, and I was going for the ram, just missed him, but I can get another shot in. Maybe get one more before he disappears. Nope. Didn't lead him enough. And I have been spotted though, so I'm going to have to be careful. Now, recently on this map, I've seen a few more tanks from each team in the middle. There's not many here on this one. There's only myself and another medium for our team. There seem to be a few more than that on the enemy team, and they keep popping up. That leopard's just been dealt with. But they do keep popping up and spotting us, and there is an artillery on the enemy team, and I'm being quite cautious here. I want to have a go at this M3 Lee. I am aware that there's some tanks just over on the other side of the railway, so I am being very cautious poking forwards. But Artie, well, he gets me a good one, and before my tracks can come back up, a hidden tank destroyer finishes me off. Now, T32, tier 9 match, and this is the Ghost Town Thunderstorm variant. I've not seen the Thiepval Ridge one yet. I've been on Windstorm a couple of times, but I've not seen Thiepval Ridge Thunderstorm yet. I've only been on, or Thunderstruck or whatever they call it. I've only been on the Ghost Town one, probably 3 or 4 times. So it's not an encounter, an assault, and we're on defence. And it's pretty thick on the ground with friendly tanks up at this end. So I decided to go down towards the other end of the town. Now, normally, if I remember when I've done the assault on this one, it's a bit like how it started us off. The sort of the thicker or the more numerous spawn is normally the sort of more northern one. So I figured that a lot of the tanks are possibly going to come straight through the town that way, but there are going to be some that come around this bottom corner, so I thought I'd come down here and try and get in a hold down position. Maybe there's a couple of small rises that I could have used, possibly. And failing that, hopefully I can side scrape off one of the buildings. There's a medium down here as well, and there's one just further up, as you can see, but unfortunately he's just been sandwiched in between two heavies. Now he's trying to get away, but he's been taken out. So I know there's a heavy up there somewhere, and I kind of head diagonally towards this building, maybe thinking that the heavy might have gone up that road, but he hasn't. It's come this way. Take a shot. I'm at a bit of a bad angle for side scraping, so just as I sort of pull back to try and neaten up, a Waffenträger Panzer IV takes my tracks off. Just as my tracks come back up, a Borsig takes them off again, and then the Waffenträger Panzer IV puts the final nail in the coffin. So moving swiftly on, Windstorm. One of the, I don't know if this was the first time or the second time I'd been on it, in the Pershing, and I decided to basically go around the back way. It's an encounter, and as you can see, the cap is over on the sort of western side of the map, so I decided to swing around the other way with these two light tanks and see what mischief I can cause. Now there's artillery's heading up this way. I'm not quite sure where they're going, and it looks like there's a TD following, but I don't think he does actually. Now this light tank is going to come over here, so I tried to get the aim on it, failed completely. I don't know, this is not the top turret, so the hull traverse and turret traverse, yeah, they're not quite good enough to counteract, so I did just turn the hull slightly, which is why I missed the shot. I get a bit focused on chasing this guy down, don't realise quite where the enemy team can get shots at me from, because I've not been on this map. Well, no, this is the second time. The first time I started at the other end on a standard battle and saw very little of it. So, yeah, I came a bit too far around, didn't realise where they could get shots, and before I knew it, the T-44 had come around behind me, and that was me done. So, yeah, that was just not knowing the map, a bit eager to get after that light tank. Shouldn't have really chased him down like that, should have been a lot more cautious. Now, back in the Pershing again, and this is with the top turret, but I don't think it's got the top gun on it at this point. And Fjords. Now I don't often come up this way. It depends on the depends on what tank I'm in. If I'm in a light tank and it's quite a fast one, something like the ELC, I sometimes like to come straight up this way around the top and straight back down the map and sort of curl back around towards Cap again and try and do like an active scouting run and hopefully catch anybody from the enemy team that's coming up the other way. And you've got to be in something fast though to get up here quick enough and around so that you'll spot them but you don't get caught in the middle of them, or you know, sort of run straight smack bang into them. So it does have to be quite a quick one. The ELC is a good one for it though, because it's so low and such a small vehicle, it's so hard to hit. So it's quite a good scouting move in that, and Snakebite would probably do it as well, because that's quick. It's a bit bigger obviously, but it is still quite quick. So I've made it up the hill, come down a little bit, and I'm going to try and use this rise. I've got the better turret now with that good gun mantle, and I'm going to try and get some shots in at anything that comes up this way. However, the stuff that comes up this way is a bit hefty. You know, there's a Tiger II, there's an AT, there's a hammer back there, so just pop up enough so that I can hit the hammer, but nothing else could have got back at me. But then a 5100 pushes round, and yeah, I'm in trouble now. The other guys that come with me are just catching up, but the enemy team, well, they make quite an aggressive push through this bit, and it kind of, well, it caught me by surprise, I must admit. They don't normally come through as strong as that, or as, you know, as aggressively as this. And when that 5100 pushed through, yeah, he got a few good hits on me. So now the AT-15A, I've just got to try and pull back, try and angle, but it's just not going to happen. And yeah, his rate of fire just proved a bit too much. So yeah, that one, like I say, the enemy team just kind of took me by surprise there a bit. Yeah, this one's from today, is it? I think so, yeah, T-54E1. And let me think. I think if I remember this one, it's, well, not many people come this way, and I think I just pushed forwards at the wrong moment without any support behind me. And I think that's pretty much my fault. Got a bit keen, possibly a bit overconfident, and it did cost me a bit in this. Now there's the enemy LTTB. It's going to be a bit. I could have risked a couple of shots, but the problem is with this that once you've emptied your clip, you've then got a fairly lengthy reload, and it can be quite frustrating to go up against something with half a clip, because a lot of the time if you had a clip there's a good chance you could have finished him off or nearly killed them if it was a full health one, that sort of thing. So I probably could have taken a couple of shots at the LTTB, but then I didn't fancy having to wait for that long reload when I could have just run into something up here, because normally there's quite an enemy push coming up this way, and I was a bit concerned because at the moment there's myself, there's a medium just over to my right on the map, as you can see, with a, not medium, a heavy, sorry, with a light tank, and I've got a TD sat right down at the back of this road. Now that's all well and good, however a lot of these guys could be out of his render range, and the road kind of slopes up slightly to this point and slopes down away from it again slightly. So it does make it difficult to get shots on anybody out the other end of this bit, you know, from one end of the road or the other sometimes. Now I've taken a couple of hits. A couple of hits I really shouldn't have taken. That was just, I don't know, being a bit clumsy, I think is the best description. But I emptied into that T-32, only got a couple of shots in, and now I've got to wait for that reload. I've got no backup. You know, I'm waiting for the reload. I'm just trying to shove this 1375 back as far as I could. Maybe even pin him in place, but no, just clumsy, and then, yeah, just clumsy. I think that's it, the best way to describe it. Now, T-25AT. Never made the connection between this and the Vengeance T-25. Yes, I know. You're all thinking, really? Yes, I was that stupid. It took me probably a day or so to just realise the connection. I just don't know what it is. I don't go in this very often, and it just never occurred to me. Just never thought. But anyway, this one, I don't know. Bit of a team fail, bit of my own, I think. Now, I think it's tier 8 match. Was it? Did it say at the beginning? I wasn't really. Again, wasn't paying attention. So I thought I'd come up here, maybe try and cover that corner. Anything that comes over the hill, try and get some shots in, hoping that other tanks might go up towards the airfield. Now I was looking at the map and thinking, I mean, it's looking a bit sparse over there. There's a TD making his way up. There's nothing really coming around this at the minute, and yeah, that's the point where I'm just getting a bit indecisive over whether to head off that way, and I do decide to. Then those tanks come around the bottom, so I think there's a few heavies there. Really, you know, there's enough of our guys there that they should manage that. But I thought, you know, get the odd shot in. There's some tough tanks down there. So, again, put the odd shot in. Not very well aimed. It's a bit of a mess down there, though, with the wreckage and the tanks popping around the corner. It's just trying to get a shot. And it's around when I'm trying to get a shot on the Black Prince. Thinking IS-3 pops around. I might take a shot at him, but it misses or it bounces. And that's when I really pay attention to the map and see that the airfield way is looking pretty bad, and I'm just hoping that the TD that's up there can get shots across. The heavy's gone. When I was coming down the hill, I was just about to say I was hoping the heavy could hold them off, but he's gone. So now I've just got to try and get back and see if I can do anything about it. And really, I should have got myself into a better position. I mean, I couldn't have gone around, carried on down and gone past. I would have been spotted as soon as I came out. So my plan was to try and use the gun depression on this and just try and peek so I can just see them, get a shot in and back off. Managed to get a shot through the bottom of the VK's turret, but it's stock. So again, it's a bit like with the Tiger 2. If it's the rounded front, you'll be able to put it straight through the turret front. But he moves on aggressively. There's an Indian Panzer up on the hill putting shots in. I know that I'm a goner. I'm just in vain trying to manoeuvre and sort of angle a bit. But nope. That's it. And the enemy team just sort of surrounded and I think won that one. In fact, I'm pretty sure they did. Now, possibly, no, second to last one, this one. This is in the Panther 2. It's a tier 9 match. I rebought the Panther 2 fairly recently. I'd like to carry on down that line, get into the E50 and the E50M. And again, the Panther 2 was one of those that I went through the Panther, got to the Panther 2, was a bit fed up with it, didn't know how to use it, etc. You know, still quite new to the game. And ended up getting rid of it. Obviously, since then, I've had the Panther 88. I know how to use this sort of thing now, so you know, rebought it, want to carry on with the line. And at the moment, I'm just sort of going in it, doing a daily, you know, doing the daily double each day, just keep the XP going on it. But it does have quite a nice, accurate, long 88. As you can see, I'm hitting that Pershing through the gun slot, or the gun, yeah, I suppose it is a gun slot in that bunker. So yeah, it is quite nice and accurate. Not always, just like any gun in the game, but it is a nice gun. And it's the same gun that's actually on the Panther 88, but the Panther 88 gets a faster rate of fire, I think, ever so slightly. But this has got better armour on the front, it's got a bigger engine, so it's a bit more mobile as well, so swings and roundabouts. Plus the Panther 88 actually gets preferential matchmaking as well, which is pretty nice. Now I managed to take out that light tank, but unfortunately I take a bit of a double whammy. An STI or an ST1, a T54E1. I think it was T54E1 set me on fire, damaged my engine, my ammo rack. Then I took a hit from RT and feeling a bit sorry for myself, trying to get away. Did panic slightly, hence hitting the tank traps. And now I'm not spotted. I'm going to see if I can get some shots in on those guys that just went back at me. Now, an STI at this range is going to be difficult. And, well, I missed him in fact, but it was just over 500 metres, so can't complain too much. I don't want to peek over too far. Oh, I've been spotted. Now it's time to pull back. There's the STI, a narrow miss from something, probably the T54E1. And I'm just, yeah, just realised that I'm not going to pen that STI's turret, and he manages to take me out. Now, this is the last one. It's not a very long one, it's not the full match. It was just something that I did very stupid at the beginning, and I thought it was quite funny, so I thought I'd share it with you. And I went on to not have a bad match, not a great match, but it was alright. But yes, straight through the foliage, didn't see the rock, and managed to launch myself into the air within seconds. I am on about a third health. Awesome. So yeah, again, look where you're going. I wasn't paying much attention. I was expecting to maybe go down a slight drop or down a bit of a slope, but no, I hit a rock and flicked up into the air. But yeah, I went on to not have a great game, but not too savage, I don't suppose. It was alright anyway in the end. But yeah, not brilliant. Anyway, here we are. This is the, well, the good game. On the end of it, if you remember the format of these, you get a load of fails and then a decent game at the end. So, back in the Pershing, fully upgraded, like I said before. and it's a tier 9 match here on Ensk. Well, interestingly enough, or not so interestingly, I think this is the first time I've been on this map in the Pershing. Although I can't quite remember, but I'm pretty sure this is the first time on it. But then again, it's not the first time I've been on this map, so it doesn't actually make much difference. So I don't even know why I bothered telling you that. Anyway, there you go. You know now. I bet you can sleep better at night now. Anyway, I'm going to go out onto the field rather than go into the city. It's not too bad at side scraping this, but I don't fancy trying it against tier 9s. The rear half of the sides are not as strong as the front, so you do have to be careful. And there's more rises and sort of hollows in the ground up here where I could possibly go hull down, or maybe use the gun depression and just try and show my turret and gun mantle if I can. And as I come out this way, there's another couple of mediums that come up here. There's a Type 59 and a Leopard PTA as well. Now we've seen a Waffenträger Panzer IV down at the end. Looks like we've all got a couple of shots in on him, and he's decided to back off, which is, well, I can't blame him. But a T10 pops up on our left, and because the Waffenträger has gone and the T10 is on his own, it's just one of those moments where you meet completely random teammates, you're not in communication, but you just seem to work quite well together. And I managed to get across, managed to get a lucky hit on him, and then all three of us just basically surround him and wolfpack him. And we'll do a little bit of manoeuvring, get a few shots in, and yeah, he's realised he's in a particularly bad situation. He's now got 3 medium tanks just running around him, making a bit of a mess of him. So that's the T10 dealt with, and with him gone, we'll just kind of rush down this side of the map, down the field. I am aware that that Waffenträger Panzer IV might be around somewhere, so I am keeping an eye on the map as we're coming down here. But as we pull down towards the end of the train and the enemy cap, we're able to swing through onto the left and well, yeah, get some more shots in some more of the enemy tanks. And now we've got the rest of our team putting shots in on the front, and we've managed to move in on the flank. And this did turn into a pretty nice match, actually. That was unfortunate. I did just clip the IS-6 as he went in front there. That was a shame. That would have gone in. And yeah, my next shot just a second too late. But that was one of those instances where I think I'd taken my finger off the trigger, but it was just a tad too late. Now, I don't know if that's the Type 59 that's gone off up that way, but he's managed to run right into the middle of a bunch of enemy tanks. I thought he was going to get out of it, but he didn't, unfortunately. I don't know if it was the Type 59, but now I've kind of placed myself in the middle of those enemy tanks, although we did take out the M103 myself and another medium. I managed to get a shot on the T29, get tracked by the IS, and I am thinking now I'm in a bit of a bad situation. Get a hit in on the IS, need to try and keep him front on. That other medium pops up. Is that the Type 59? It might have been the Leopard PTA that got taken out, or somebody else altogether. But the guy in the Type 59, he's back. He managed to take out the IS, took the T29's attention away from me, and that allowed us to both take him out. Now, moving swiftly along, doesn't seem to have been much time to stop. We've got the enemy Pershing. I managed to get a shot in as I go in. That heavy tank, was it a heavy, hit him as well, and then the Type 59 got the final blow in. And then all of a sudden there's only 3 tanks left on the enemy team. We've got a T30 here, he's damaged. I'm going to move around on his flank and see if I can get some shots in. Hopefully he's facing the other way, which he is. I'm going to go for the engine shot. No fire or engine damage though, unfortunately. But then again, I wasn't really aiming, I'm just locked on. And again, he's sort of double teamed. I don't know if that was the heavy or the medium that got the hit on him, but I got the final hit. And that's it. Last enemy down and match over. So yeah, quite good fun that. And it was all from sort of it was all go really from seeing that T10 that came down on his own. But yeah, I am really quite enjoying the Pershing. It's quite a nice medium tank, I think. It's do you know, it's one of those things that I wish I'd have got to it sooner. It's taken me a year to actually bother to get to it, and I really do wish I'd have got to it sooner because I'm really enjoying it. But I came out of that match with a nice daily triple of 7,000 and just over 3,000 damage done. So yeah, really enjoyed it, and came top in the tier 9 match, so quite happy with that one. It can be quite effortless in the Pershing as well sometimes. It can be a hard tank sometimes, but there are other times where it does feel quite effortless. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. I'll be back tomorrow with another video, so until then, take care out there, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.